People, I don't think they'll be starting their mornings with movies at the theaters. They may go later in the afternoon or whatever.
Exactly.
But I noticed there wasn't a whole lot of change-up this week when we look at the box office standings, right?
Wasn't a lot of new stuff to go to. Audiences are still in love with the sparkly vampires, and 007 as none of the week's new releases managed any real box office interest. Breaking Dawn Part 2 was first with 17.4 million, Skyfall was second with 17 million, and Lincoln was third. Way back in seventh place, Killing Them Softly was just very soft with just 7 million. And The Collector didn't. The Collection took in just 3.4 million for 10th place. Christopher Walken turns in a bravura performance as a cellist with Parkinson's in A Late Quartet, now playing at the Flicks. Add in Philip Seymour Hoffman, who gives a likewise terrific display of fine acting, along with a somewhat melodramatic maudlin tale, and you get a slightly flawed movie that should have been much better. The problem with this and most other films featuring actors who are supposed to be musicians is, with the exception of Walken, none of the leads ever looks like he or she is actually playing. They all look like they're holding these strange alien devices and have no idea what to do with them. I expected Hoffman to whisper, "Beam me up," into his violin. 3.5 stars out of 5. Anna Karenina, now also at the Flicks, takes a novel approach to Leo Tolstoy's story. It's set in a theater. In the beginning, there is an ever-present proscenium arch, stage, and footlights. It's playful as the cast assists in changes, moving backdrops in and out. It's ambitious and experimental. I loved it at first. Before long, the film settles in and delves into the seriousness and tragedy of the story. What sets the film apart is also ultimately its downfall. The style kept taking me out of the story. Well, that and the coldness of the so-called romance. Stars Aaron Johnson and Keira Knightley are supposed to have a passionate romance, but they haven't got much heat. I've seen bromances with more heat. Ultimately, this uneven but interesting film doesn't work, but it is fun to watch. 3 stars out of 5. The Collection is a sequel to The Collector, a movie so forgettable I'd forgotten that I'd seen it. This one is forgettable as well. 2 stars out of 5. Killing Them Softly is supposed to be a mob movie with Brad Pitt playing a hitman, and it is, kind of. Pitt isn't in it much the first third of the film, and after he shows up, the film slows to a crawl with the characters doing nothing but talk, talk, talk. I must have checked my watch 37 times, almost pleading for the minutes to tick away faster. This hour-and-a-half movie seems 4 times as long. It's so deadly dull, I finally figured out who the them in the title was. The audience. I almost died of boredom. 1.5 stars out of 5. For my reviews, a look at this week's DVD and Blu-ray releases and more, head over to my website, BobRichardsMovieReviews.com, or link to it at IdahoOnYourSide.com.
And for a lot of ladies, the one redeeming quality that I'm hearing about Killing Them Softly was that Brad Pitt was in it, and they just kind of looked at him.
And he still looks good. That's the best thing you can say about the movie.
So men and women will say the same thing. Brad Pitt, you got to see him, but that was it.
It was
all right.
Such a boring movie.
We'll look forward to your home entertainment previews tomorrow, Bob. Thank you. Coming up.